Hello everyone. We are a group of 12 students from Torda, Transylvania. We have the pleasure of presenting a play based on Balázs Ferenc's novel titled I Wander Around the World, in which he describes his experiences. Balázs Ferenc was born in Cluj in 1901, but through his work and his profession, he became a local personality. He was a minister in Moscow in the first part of the 20th century. His studies in America and his travels around the world greatly influenced his view upon life. He was a man of action. He tried to educate his brethren. In the work titled Rögalat, Under the Cloud, he talks about his work after his return home. In his last years, he finishes his Zöld Árvíz, Green Flood novel, in which he talks about the tragedy of an intellectual struggle in an isolated village.
I am Balázs Ferenc, a strange young man. I hope that someday I will speak in Japanese about Transylvanian peasants' land problems, to sing about Mars River in Asia, to learn Chinese and write studies in English, and dreaming about a society without exploitation. To teach lessons in English for wealthy students from Shanghai. I am vegetarian, and I am struggling with the several lung diseases. The goal of my life is to save a Transylvanian village with mixed populations, Hungarians and Romanians. I am convinced about the fact that a society, a nation, will be saved only if enthusiastic people sacrifice their lives to lead the inhabitants of a higher lifestyle. Using their personal influence, living among them, working together with them.
Annyit mászkálott előre-hátra a kábeleken, hogy nem tudjuk mit csinálni, nem hallgatom. Most már.
I remember that during my stay at the college, I had to learn how to drink tea. Every day, between 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, everybody gathered to drink their tea. Tea time is like the French dance or the American marriage. It's an excuse. The main idea is that the real gentleman does not need an excuse. He should always act properly. You can't say that the British are gentlemen because of how they act during tea time. For them, this is a relaxing occupation, where they talk with their mates and read the newspaper. It's a break from their day-to-day life.
Everything that is young has to live feverishly. In America, everything is still young. The 200-year-old furniture and writings are already put in antique holdings. America was created by hard work and no other. The land of thousands of miles in width from sea to coast is crossed through by 5 railway lines. All the rural highways in the area of the Pacific are asphalted. More than 20 million automobiles are in circulation. Thousands of urban public high schools receive the young men, and the percentage of graduates is high as well. The number of industrial and commercial enterprises number kicks in tens of thousands. America is primarily and mainly producing for their own domestic markets rather than exports. America is highly necessary to estimate not only the success of the economic system, but also because of the kind of people that they produce. Smart, valuable, and with greater future.
Ő éppen azért rágja, hogy Amerika, gondolom.
Actually, I'm a Hungarian tourist. Could you tell me more about the surroundings?
Of course, I have to with pleasure. So, there's a big factory where everything is automated and the slightest delay can lead to a cut in production. The next building you see is a church which belongs to a new Christian movement called Scientology. It denies the existence of body, evil, illness, and it puts on the building, and this belief has no effect on their health. The next building you see here is state-of-the-art hospital. It's built with special methods of healing, but lately, with the heart rate, the non-traditional healing methods start playing a big part in the American life. We arrived to the bar.
Oh, interesting. Thank you for this information. How much do I owe you?
$10.
Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening. May I join you? Yes, you may. I can see that you are a minority in this country. So may I ask you some questions about your lifestyle here, surrounded by white Americans?
Yes, you can.
Sorry, my name is Fodor, and sorry for not introducing myself earlier. And I'm writing a book about my experiences from all around the world.
Oh, we're glad to help.
What do you want to know about us?
How it is like being a minority in this country.
Well, we African Americans provided the jazz and Charleston, which is really famous around here. And our poetry is absolutely fantastic because it has the main requirements: sincerity, knowledge, and dedication.
Yes, interesting, but how do they behave with you?
Well, not so good, because they are the most cruel with us. We are banned from our hotels, restaurants, and even from tram cars too.
That's sad to hear. I thought they are more softer in this situation. I'm sorry for you. Thank you for your answer. And what about you?
As a Red Indian, we are the second subdued race in America, but so you can go to your wife.
I'm sorry for you too. Thank you for your time, gentlemen. Goodbye.
Goodbye. My 2 years spent in America were very useful. It helped end the process that started at my birth. Comprehending the movements of this world and understanding the meaning of things was a very long and hard procedure. For a short time, I felt that I wasn't part of this world. But the time had to come when I finally became a part of the world, learning more about myself. Although my life already started bending to this world's will earlier on. The threads that link me to my brother were just appearing. At that time, I was a socialist in theory, but never a Marxist. I was dreaming about a community which did not know exclusion or looting, but believed in brotherhood. My stay in America accelerated my thinking process. I realized that if I get a grasp of what's happening in the world, and I understand its basis, then I'll have the answers to all the questions, small and big.
Because of the last day's rush, I almost missed my ship. Fortunately, I still managed somehow to get to the docks before our ship's departure. Our cabins were in the back of the ship. A floor below, on the side of the big hall, were the poorer Japanese compartments. 7 or 8 people were crowded in one of these. The floor was made of bulrush, but the company didn't give them sheets. They didn't need it anyway. How could be cold in a small room with 18 $100 in it? In my cabin we dwelt 3, a young Danish teacher, a Chinese student, and myself. The Danishman astonished us with his strong nationalist beliefs.
What a beautiful evening we had.
Yes, indeed. And now that the fog is gone, the view is even better. Ah, look, how splendid is that ship.
Yes, but what kind of flag is that?
Well, that, my friend, is a Danish one, of course.
I remember when I suddenly discovered Japan's two faces. Then my love for this country became permanent. Japan has two faces, and one of these is mirror. The streets of the big cities, the public buildings and administration, all these were working according to the models of the industrial civilization. But if you get to the side streets, you immediately find something else. There are extremely narrow alleyways with cottages, with heavy heat, and the paper windows of these are basking in the sunlight. Japanese women dressed in colorful clothes are walking in and out of their yards, and if somebody comes, they bow and say, "Yoku irasaimashita," you are welcome here.
Hello, my name is Mária, a geology student coming from Fodor. I would like to find out more about your interesting country. Yoku irasaimashita.
Common factories where you have to take out your shoes, we kindly ask you, it's a custom in our country. Everything that we eat or drink is prepared and made by ourselves. We like the natural and the simple and of course traditional foods. Try it, you may like it.
That's good.
You use so well our chopsticks. Did you use it before?
No, never. Thank you.
By the way, let us show you a traditional shamisen dance.
I still remember the unforgettable shamisen dance of the young, beautiful Japanese girls. They were all like some little fairies, almost flying in their colorful clothes, with enormous butterfly wings. I could notice their small, white feet hidden in these drop slippers. If the wings of their butterfly bells do not love their wings so much, they will certainly fly away and leave only these straw slippers on the ground as a memory for the young man who comes from such a remote country.
I was often staying under the mango trees where the school was. According to Gandhi, the teacher began the day with a piety. Then the teacher and the students sat in a circle and learned. As I searched for God in the teacher's eyes in the semi-darkness, I was also taken by some universality beyond the limit of known things, which leads to infinity. I became friends with the students, and they taught me some words in Hindu, and we had a beautiful time saying quotations from Tagore.
Good morning. I have a question. Why do you begin every day with a prayer?
By respect for Gandhi. According to the Hindu habit, he began the day with a piety.
Do you know some words in Hindu?
Unfortunately, no.
Look, a beautiful bird. You are not following us, but I won't punish you if you tell me what kind of bird it is.
I don't know. By the way, how do I say bird in Hindu?
Pixie.
It seems that it's not difficult. It's similar to the Roman language.
Do you want to stay with us until the class is over?
Yes, it sounds good.
Let's see, students, who can tell me something about Tagore? For example, a part of one of his poems.
Now stop looking into my life.
No, love,